Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
Hello.
Happy Mardi Gras Monday.
Mardi. Oh, I like that. Mardi Gras Monday.
We are both here. We have both recovered from our Mardi Gras experience.
Yes.
So good getting to see you in
I
person.
know. That was such a delightful surprise.
Yeah, and we saw the parade and ducked out. But did you stick around, or did you also?
I left before the concert because I'm not like an EDM or whatever kind of person.
Mm.
But I did spend the night at the Coconut Club, so we can talk about that.
Oh yeah, no, we were a little done, so
Yeah,
we
no.
headed out. But I've got to go back real soon to check out. So
Yeah.
we can
It
talk
was
about that in
we'll
just
talk
a
about it.
moment.
It was
But first, we have to say hello to Mr. Michael Bingham, first up in the chat, saying congratulations
Oh
to
yes.
all you
It was a fun
Seahawks
game.
fans. Yeah, I watch for the commercials. Got to be honest. And we've also
Yes.
got Orange Blossom and Tails in the chat, along with Michael Hack. Hello. Um,
Hello.
so we'll give it just a few more seconds for a few more people to join in the live stream, and then we will be kicking this show off. In our house, there was some frustration that the Olympics were kicked out of prime time for
Yeah.
because there was figure skating to watch.
It was
Uh,
amazing. I watched the figure skating. I just couldn't believe what that I don't know how to pronounce his name, but our guy with the blonde hair is
oh yeah.
insane.
All right. Well, we've got a few people logged in, so why don't we go ahead and kick this show off in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I'm Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And I know what we've both been up to this weekend. We both got to reunite in person for a change at Universal Orlando's opening night of Mardi Gras 2026. And it was so great getting to see you in person, getting to try the
Getting to
food
see you.
and see the parade.
It was delightful. It is my favorite theme park event every single year. So much fun.
I don't know. That's fighting words to the Universal Holiday event. I know you love that one too.
I know I do. Well,
it's hard to choose between those children, right?
All the Universal events are actually really amazing. And this is just so fun.
Yeah. We don't have a full story in the podcast this week about Mardi Gras. But just say, first of all, thanks to Universal's media team again for inviting us and taking good care of us. Also, kudos to the culinary team. The samples that I had were really great. I really enjoyed the Chinese beef skewer, the baby king cakes and the flan cakes were really good. What was your favorite?
Yeah,
yeah,
both the skewers. There's a beef skewer. There's also a pork skewer.
The pork skewer was also great, and I'm not a huge.
Amazing. I always eat around at all of the festivals, and each year they get a little bit better. Mm-hmm. This year was a slam dunk, I will say. Everything I had was great. The king cake was so good. It almost tasted like a cinnamon nothing bundt cake, if anyone's had the nothing bundt cakes. And also that I ate again at the booths to see how they were, in real life situation. Amazing. So,
I was impressed to see that the plating, the presentation, the portion size that we got at the media event seemed to be the same as what they were serving at the booths. And I really like how a lot of the booths are like an open kitchen. They've got the salmon. I watched them flame grilling the salmon with the chimichurri, which was really good out in the public. So
and they over at that stand they have a smoker, and so they actually were smoking beef and then freshly slicing it. And my friend got it and was like, "This is amazing." Yeah, it was just they've done such a great job. I didn't really try any of the drinks because there are a lot of sweet drinks like Cat 5.
I gotta say, I'm used to them trying to liquor up the media, and we had some mocktail that was pretty nice. But yeah, they weren't feeding us the signature alcoholics.
No, no.
Mostly.
I went to Chez Alcatraz because that will always
Oh
be
yes, that's the always place to drink.
yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't stay for the concert. I know you didn't stay
Mhm.
for the concert either.
No.
It was Cascade. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
With a
I'm so
K.
bad with what's hip.
Cascade with a K.
Yes, Cascade with a K. Everyone said it was his best set, amazing. But I went to the
Awesome.
Cursed Coconut Club.
Ah,
I spent no, okay, so it's fabulous. They did such a great job. It is like a very eerie bayou feel, such a wonderful job. And I gotta say, it was so I got there during the concert because I wanted to kind of see it before it got crowded. I ended up staying like the entire night there.
Awesome.
It was so much fun. It felt like old school City Walk and Pleasure Island from the 90s. When I tell you that place was like bumping, it was wall to wall. The dance floor was good. The band was good. I mean, it was a great time. And they also have specialty cocktails.
Do you have a pick out of the oh, you didn't get one? Okay.
No, they have a new special. It's a beer and a shot for $20, which is actually quite good.
For theme park prices, that's reasonable. Yeah.
So that is one of the specialty things on the menu. It is such a good time. Everyone was dancing. Everyone was having the best time. So it felt like the glory days, and I loved it.
All right, I've got to stop by that next weekend. I did not make it to the Coconut Club, but I did take a trip through the Tribute Store this year, which is themed to like a bayou dive bar. And there's like a gas station out front, and there's a whole section that's like not even merchandise, just purely experiential, almost like a little haunted house section.
Yes.
Great. Visual merchandise team, bravo. Some of their best work with scenic art and projections, and I love. They even have a little animated skeleton dance. So well done.
Yes, that was my favorite part too. So it's basically like you're going through a French Quarter. It's designed after that, and it was literally like you were in the HHN house. I was in shock. Never wanted to leave there. I was so glad I went the day before. So like before the official opening, and there was no one in there. So I really got to experience it.
You got the vibe.
It was quite busy because everyone wanted to see it because it is amazing.
Yeah, so well done. And also very well done to the costuming team who introduced a new walk-around character. Prince Gator, the son of the King Gator, is one of the most adorable walk-around characters they've had, and I was glad I got to see him in person.
Yes. Did you get a picture with him?
I didn't. No, there was quite a line. He was quite popular. I got a picture of him, but not with him. Maybe later.
I was kind of right place, right time as the line formed. I was walking by, so I was just a few people in, so I got to take a picture with him, and he's so cute. He's so short.
Yeah.
He's a very leader.
Yes, it was really well done on that. I'm going to have to go back for that. And honestly, I'm going to have to go back to see the parade again. I feel like on opening night, there were some sort of issues that meant that a lot of the parade floats were either missing or empty of people. And so they explained it was a modified experience without really explaining what that means or why. So I'm hoping to go back real soon and see if it's back to its full strength.
Yes, I am ready for that because it is one of my favorite parades as not really a parade person. It's so much fun.
All right, without any further ado, it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. All right. First up in this week's news in the queue, if you are a frequent spender at Disney who is looking to save a little money, there is a brand new Disney Inspire Visa card with a higher price tag, but also a longer list of benefits compared to some of the other Disney Visa cards. And to be perfectly honest, as someone who has a stack of Disney Visa cards that I have gotten for whatever the sign-up bonus was and then let expire as soon as they were paid off, I am very confused by this. I know you are a Disney credit card holder as well. To help us sort out what this new Disney Inspire Visa card means and whether it is worthwhile, we have an expert, thankfully. Sally French comes to us from NerdWallet, and she has written a deep dive article on why this new Disney credit card is the only Disney card that she recommends. She's going to help us break down why you might want to get this for yourself. Sally, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the show. I love Attractions Magazine. So Seth and Carly, I'm excited to talk to you about this card.
Yay, right. Thank you so much. So nice to meet you on here.
So let's start out by saying this does not replace the existing Disney Visa card, Disney Premier Visa card that folks might already be familiar with. This is a new third option. And so help us break down what are the things that all the cards have in common and what sets this new card apart?
Yeah, well, that is exactly right. So now there are 3 Disney Visa cards, and I am a huge Disney fan myself. I'm wearing my Mickey Columbia sweater right now, and I will get anything with Disney on it. However, the 2 Disney cards up until now were not them. I did not recommend these Disney cards. They did not really have great rewards. This third new card that just came out, the Disney Inspire card, does change things. Now, I will backtrack a little bit. You asked what all 3 of these cards have in common. They earn rewards at Disney parks. The rewards rate is not great on those cards, and we'll talk about that in a second. What I do like about all 3 of these cards are the in-park perks. So if you're a Disney Visa card holder, you get access to exclusive character meet and greets. We all know how long those lines are, that can be a really valuable perk. You get 10% discount at certain restaurants, certain retail. So if you don't get discounts otherwise, if you're an annual pass holder, 10% is so good. That's a really good reason to hold this card. But other than the 10% discount on the merch and the select restaurants, and even it is only select restaurants, it's not all of them, I would not hold the other Disney cards unless, Seth, what you're doing is getting that sign-up bonus where they're in the parks and they're like, you get a free pin and you get a $200 Disney Visa card if you sign up, get the pin, get the $200 and then run for the hills.
Do the bare minimum to fulfill your contract and then...
Exactly, but this one you might
not be good.
To.
Might not be good necessarily for your credit in the long run of churning credit. There is a hit to your credit card every time you close an account, but
that is a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story.
and definitely one thing I will say caveat is with any of these cards, do not apply for any of these cards if you cannot pay them off in full every month. I do know that there is the 0% APR offer on Disney vacations. And if you have a plan to pay it off, you know for sure money's coming in, I have this bonus, and then it might make sense for me to take advantage of that 0% APR offer. But if you cannot pay off your card at the end of that APR offer cycle or just generally month to month, any rewards you earn on this card are not worth the interest you are going to pay. So you must pay your cards off to get any of these cards. Otherwise, I don't recommend any of them.
Thank you for pointing that out, because the one thing I was looking for in the fine print was what the APR on these cards, and I guess they're so high. If you have to ask, you can't afford to use them as revolving credit.
Yes, if you are someone who needs that credit line, there are many cards that NerdWallet recommends that have very low interest rates that might work better for you. By and large, any card that offers rewards is not going to have a favorable interest rate.
Right.
Okay. So let's say you are a frequent flyer at Disney. Maybe you already have one of these cards that has either a 0 annual fee or just $50 annual fee. Why would you consider stepping up to this new card that has a $150 annual fee? What makes it worth that extra?
This Disney Inspire card has, as you said, an $150 annual fee. Well, $149, but it has benefits that can make sense for people who go to Disney every year, which if you are listening to Attractions Magazine, you probably might fit that demographic. So what you get with this card is the statement credits that outweigh that $149 annual fee. So if you spend $2,000 per anniversary year on US Disney resorts, so the hotels at Disney World property or Disneyland property, also Alani qualifies for this, and Disney Cruise Line qualifies for this. If you spend $2,000 per year, you get 200 Disney Rewards dollars. So that right away outweighs the annual fee. On top of that, you get an $100 statement credit after spending $200 on US Disney theme park tickets per year. Annual passes also qualify for this, so that's a really good way to take a chunk out of that annual fee. I'm assuming you're buying tickets or annual passes each year. You also get up to $120 each year for Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN. That's broken out as $10 monthly statement credits. So all those together come out to be over $400 in value for an $150 annual fee. On top of that, you still get the things we talked about that all the Disney cards get, like the exclusive character meet and greets and the discounts at certain restaurants. And then the spending rewards on this card are actually pretty good. The spending rewards on the other two cards are downright bad, and I would not use those cards for spending. But with this card, you're getting 3% back at most Disney locations. That includes your annual pass, your tickets, your merch. 3% back at gas stations. You're getting 2% back at grocery stores and restaurants, and then 1% on everything else. This is not the most amazing spending rewards that you can possibly get. There are other better cards out there for groceries, but for an all-around card, I actually think this is pretty good.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
And that's very easy to spend $2,000 a year
on a Disney vacation.
I was like, is it possible to even do a Disney cruise for under $2,000?
No.
That's why I'm shocked the cruise is included, because that's a no-brainer there.
Yeah. If you do one Disney cruise a year, I think this card is definitely something that makes sense.
Now, what I will say on the flip side of that is if you're the kind of person who stays off-site or who buys your tickets from a third-party discounter, this card is not going to help you, because you have to be purchasing directly through Disney, right? And so you might be, paying the rack rate for this, whereas in theory, maybe you could find something third party that would be cheaper than the discount, the benefits you're getting.
I live in San Francisco, so when I go to Disney World, I have to stay in some sort of hotel, but I am also the most frugal person on earth, and I love that Drury Hotel by Disney Springs. They got the free Disney waffles. They got the free evening happy hour. And you can book a hotel room there on some nights for less than $200. So I am not staying in a Disney hotel. So I will actually not be getting the Inspire card. But I know tons of people love the Disney hotels. I love the Disney hotels. And if you are someone who stays at them, then this card does make sense.
Now, are they giving any other, so the benefits that they've got, like the sign up thing right now is $200 for 2,000 and then $100 statement credit after you spend 200. Is that a recurring one, or is there any additional bonus as an introductory offer?
That's a great question. So you asked about all those things I mentioned, the statement credits for the tickets and the resorts. That happens every year. So every year you hold a card,
not just the first time. Good.
But there is a sign-up bonus if you join right now. They're offering where you can get a $300 Disney gift card, e-gift to use today upon approval. And then you also earn a $300 statement credit after you spend $1,000 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. So that's just a tidy way to incentivize you to sign up. And then at least you might hang on to the card this year and see, am I actually going to Disney again this year? Did I like that character meet and greet? Did I use the discounts? Do I want to keep this card in the coming years? Of course, as you mentioned, Seth, there is possibly some risk to your credit scores if you are canceling cards, because then what happens is it impacts your average age of credit. When you start closing cards, the average age of credit can go down. So there are some risks of opening and closing cards. Generally, NerdWallet recommends holding on to a card for at least a few years. So so the practice of signing up just to get the gift card and the free pin or whatever they're offering.
I don't do that constantly. Every 5 years or so, maybe.
And even that causes a temporary blip in your credit scores. If you're trying to get a mortgage loan tomorrow, I would not recommend this, but most of us are not trying to get a mortgage loan tomorrow.
And Disney fans are not going to stop being a Disney fan next year.
Right. That's also true.
They're in it for the long haul.
Well, thank you so much. Do you have any last tips for folks who are trying to figure out, comparing to whatever credit card they're using currently, to, rule of thumb to try to decide whether to jump on this offer or not?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people really were interested in the other Disney cards for those Disney perks, and also the cards are just cute. The new card
Yes.
designs with
I
Stitch
was
on them.
gonna ask if they still, what are our design options now?
They're
'Cause
cuter.
I've got a classic Mickey one, and
They
a
came
Baby
out with
Yoda.
new ones. There's one with Coco. There's a Marvel themed one. It's got Spider-Man on it. There's one with Stitch. And it's very tempting to fall for the cute cards because
Yes.
all the other cards are just ugly gray.
Mhm.
I will say my advice is don't fall for the cute cards. I know Disney does that to you, but you want something that's going to actually have value in your wallet, and a cute card is not necessarily that.
Mm.
If you want to have an ugly gray card, put a Mickey Mouse sticker on it and make it cute.
Yeah.
That's
Great
that's
idea.
what I do.
That's
And
a good tip.
So there are other credit cards that can make sense. I will recommend just one is the Capital One Saver Cash Rewards credit card. Now, a lot of people might say, I actually have the Disney Premier Visa, which has a $50 annual fee, and it earns 2% back on my spending at Disney and also a few other bonus categories. But I will say to you, the Saver Cash Card, it has a $0 annual fee. It earns 3% back at grocery stores, dining, entertainment, which is better than the 2% Disney card, which has a $50 annual fee. So I would say for most people, you're actually better off with something like the Saver card. It's an ugly card. It's like an ugly orange, but put a cute sticker on it.
Okay. Is this one of the Samuel L. Jackson approved ones? It's Capital One.
I'm not sure. Is he
Capital One? Him and Jennifer Garner, I think.
Yes, I see a lot of Jennifer Garner.
I only know my credit cards by their Super Bowl commercials.
Amazing.
Well, Sally, thank you so much for joining us. And you can find her full article at nerdwallet.com. Sally, where can folks find you on the interwebs if they want to follow you on social?
Yes, of course, nerdwallet.com has all of our content, but specifically I've been digging more into this Disney Inspire card. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Save with Sally. And if you have more questions, I am totally happy to answer them there. So
Awesome.
Save with Sally on TikTok and Instagram.
Sally, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right. For our next story, we are heading out to Hollywood. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift's opening time frame is approaching. We don't yet have an opening date. We just know that it will be debuting in the summer. But Universal is teasing us all with a new 30-second television spot narrated by Vin Diesel. And you might catch it right now during the Winter Olympics, or you might have seen it during the Super Bowl. Did you catch this new commercial?
I did. It is a really great commercial. I just can't help but laugh when we say summer because like theme park summer could mean like March to October.
Yes, exactly. You're absolutely right. It could mean anywhere from early spring to practically time for kids to go back to school.
Yes, I definitely giggled when I saw that because I want, a concrete date, and it's theme park summer is a long time, but
they've given themselves some wiggle room. But we've seen. I mean, there's still work being done. There's still installation on the stuff around the track. I just saw there's a new access tunnel being opened up. So still definitely work to be done. But the cars have been testing, cycling.
Oh yeah.
It's very exciting, and this is a very dramatic video. It's hyper real rendering. I'm not sure. I wish they would just release a full POV, but it's probably the most that we've gotten of clips of what the ride will actually look like. So it's very exciting to see these cars rotating on the track, and I can't wait to ride it sometime.
Yes,
sometime in the summer.
Sometime in the summer. I'm also excited. Orlando now has like the full billboard up in the New York area because the poster is obviously coming to Orlando too. So I was excited to see that.
I am a little bummed. I had hoped that this would be something that would be opening in May, and that I would get to check it out maybe in late May or June. but I'm feeling maybe July 4th or later is
Yes,
in the
that
cards.
seems to be the case. I can't wait. Hopefully, I'll get to go out there and experience it. Well, definitely, I know we'll be able to experience it at some point
Yep.
ourselves. This is
Sometime
fun.
this summer, air quotes,
Yes.
summer.
Yes.
All right. Well, next up, we've got some news from Six Flags. Six Flags has made changes to their season passes and are launching some new programs. So we're going to break it down real quick. The first and most important new change is that if you have a gold pass, a gold annual pass to one Six Flags park, you now have a gold pass to an entire region. They have split up Six Flags parks in North America into 4 quadrants, and all parks, all passes now, the gold passes that were good at one are now good at a whole region's worth.
I think this is genius. A lot of these regions, if you wanted to do, kind of like drivable little trips, you could
Mhm.
hit at least several parks. Some of these are quite large regions, like the East Coast one. That's a very large region, but
Mhm.
like Texas, West Coast, I mean, you have parks that are close together. I love this idea.
Yeah. This is basically a free upgrade if you already had purchased recently a gold pass to a single park. If you have a silver pass to a single park, you still have that single pass to a single park. That hasn't changed. But gold passes now, if you've
Yes.
got it for one park, you've got it for everything in that region. However, there are some of us who purchased special gold passes that were during a very brief window towards the end of last year that are good across the entire country. That's no longer an offer. So you're kind of grandfathered in if you got that one. So
Wow. I was going to ask you that. I wasn't
yeah,
sure what the deal
yeah,
was.
that offer for the gold pass being a nationwide pass has ended, and this is the new offer. The gold pass is good for a region. If you paid for a nationwide all access upgrade, they are taking those people and upgrading them to a new tier that I'm not sure exactly what all the benefits are, but better than what I've got. So, but to detail what's going on with this gold pass. So, 4 regions. We've got West, East, Texas, and Midwest. Not going to read every single one, but just hit some highlights. If you've got an East region gold pass, it goes all the way up to Great Escape in New York State, down through Great Adventure, to King's Dominion, Carowinds, and Six Flags over Georgia.
Yeah,
So
that's like
that's a
the biggest
great deal.
Yeah, that's a lot of parks. I know a lot of people in the Northeast, they'll drive up to
Yep.
Massachusetts to the park for the weekend. They'll go to Jersey. So you have a lot of options, and
Yep.
I think this is a wonderful idea.
Then you've got the Midwest, and I thought this was interesting. It goes west all the way to Worlds of Fun in Missouri.
Yep.
You've got Six Flags St. Louis, up to Valley Fair, and then across through Michigan's Adventure, Canada's Wonderland. You've got Cedar Point and Kings Island, which are the core of the original, Cedar Fair brand. But then it also goes all the way up to La Ronde in Montreal.
Yes.
And I would have thought that La Ronde would have gone into the East Coast rather than the Midwest region.
Yes, that was definitely a little perplexing, but this is a huge
at first,
region, a lot of options.
At first, I was like, "Oh wow, La Ronde isn't on the East Coast. Maybe it means it's closing." And then I was like, "Oh no, it just got stuck in with Canada's Wonderland." I guess that's to appeal to the Canadians. I don't know.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So if we head on down, the Texas region, which includes Texas and Oklahoma, includes Frontier City, Six Flags Over Texas, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and the Schlitterbahn resorts. And then finally, if we head out to the West Coast, we're going from the Hurricane Harbor in Arizona all the way through Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Mountain, up to Great America and Discovery Kingdom. So
Very
another
cool. Yeah, I mean,
great
I think
value
this is
for
a
folks who
wonderful
live on that
idea.
coast.
Yeah.
So John Riley, who is the president and CEO of Six Flags, gave a statement about redefining what a season pass or membership could be by including multiple parks and unlocking more fun and adventure at an unbeatable value.
The value is unbeatable. We can
Yep.
confirm our passes
Yes.
were crazy inexpensive.
Yes. Ridiculously cheap, and I'm hoping that I can use mine at Knott's Berry Farm when I'm out there in just a few weeks. This, however, will not, I do believe, will not help you get into Six Flags Qiddiya City. If you want to ride Falcon's Flight, which is the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster, that is not owned by Six Flags. That's just a license. So you're going to have to buy your own admission out there.
Yes.
All right. Next in Six Flags news, if you are one of these gold pass holders, in addition to getting into a whole region worth of parks, you're now going to automatically receive special park perks instead of having to earn them through visits. Here's the deal. If you're a pass holder in the past, they would give you special bonuses like merchandise discounts or buy one, get one dining offers, but you'd have to visit the park on a certain number of times with a certain number of days. And it have to register in the app, and it was kind of finicky. Now they're just going to send you an email or a notification to tell you you've got a perk and you can just go ahead and use it.
Much easier. To be honest, I never really bothered with trying to earn the thing. It was just too much. I just want to go to the park and enjoy myself. So I really like this change.
They have a similar sort of thing at SeaWorld where annual pass holders, I know, can go to a kiosk and get different rewards, and it always seems like just another hoop to jump through. I'd rather just be able to show my annual pass when I'm buying something and get a discount and know what it's going to be and get on with my day. One other little change: if you are a fan of those Meta Ray-Ban video camera glasses or similar eyewear recording, it looks like Six Flags quietly changed their filming policy. They still don't allow handheld cell phones or GoPros and things like that on roller coasters, but it looks like if your camera is in your glasses, you're good to go.
Wow. So. And I gotta say, I was with a friend this weekend who used them on Hulk and Hagrid's. I came out with video quality. Absolutely amazing.
I have considered investing in them. I would have to get real lenses put into them because I actually need my glasses.
Yes. The quality was absolutely unbelievable. I just thought it was going to be like grainy,
Yeah. Well, the earlier, generations of those were a little rough, but they've gotten better for sure. Finally, in our final piece of Six Flags news, Six Flags is going to be launching an online gaming hub. They are calling it Midway Arcade, and you will apparently be able to win real-world theme park prizes by playing virtual classic carnival games. We don't know exactly if this is going to be an app or on a website. Exactly how that's going to work, but they're calling this Midway Arcade a community that extends beyond the park gates. And the imagery, the artwork that they've shown implies that might be able to win either free or discounted drink plans, dining plans, or even fast lanes with this.
Wow. Online gambling is everywhere these days. Nerve-wracking and crazy. I don't do it because it's just so scary that you just hit a button and spend money. And I know a lot of people that do that. Very scary thing to do.
Well, I am hoping that rather than this being a gambling like slot machine, that it's more like a skee ball or you throw the ball at the clown or something like that. Virtual recreations of classic Carnival Midway games, and but with winning perhaps actual prizes. This is going to launch at a future unannounced date. We don't know exactly how this would work, but think that doing it through the app is probably likely. It does seem like they are doing more and more to try to entice people who have bought one of these annual passes to come back and use it. I'm personally, yeah, I'm not going back to La Ronde anytime soon.
No,
But they want people to be repeat visitors and give them incentives to be loyal to the Six Flags brand, and we'll see how this one turns out.
Yeah.
All
We got
right.
Travis Kelce and gambling. I mean, we have it all
Yeah.
now.
Exactly. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our news in the queue. Before we jump into this week's main attraction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
All right, and this week's main attraction, the most anticipated boardroom announcement in theme park history, maybe. Yes, Bob Iger is finally stepping down as CEO, and Josh D'Amaro, the beloved by many but controversial with some head of the parks, is going to be stepping up effective March 18th to run the entire media empire as CEO.
Wow. I mean, we knew this was coming. He was basically being, I hate the word groomed, but, he's been in that little, they've been getting him ready, priming him for this. So no surprise for many of us.
And it's one of those weird Wall Street things where like the markets were betting on him getting it. And then when it was finally announced, then the stock took a dip because it was like, oh, well, that's what we expected. I never understand sometimes the way that the markets react. But along with Josh being elevated up to CEO, Dana Walden, who was one of the few people that was speculated as a possible choice other than Josh, she's going to be becoming the president and chief creative officer of the company. And there's been some word that they're trying to kind of create another Michael Eisner and Frank Wells, or going way back, Walt and Roy Disney situation, where you have not just a single unitary executive, but you've got two people kind of sharing the load. And that's
both very different because Josh obviously comes from a park background.
Came up through the parks, and is really, I know quite a few frontline cast members who have had interactions with him and felt like he was really genuine in caring about the employees and caring about the guest experience.
Yes.
I have not personally met him.
Yeah, I mean, I've met him a few times.
Yeah.
Never, not in like a professional capacity. Like I've never done a sit-down interview with him. I met him once just at the Grand Floridian. Couldn't have been nicer. Yeah. I met him last fall at a concert. We were in line to buy a drink together for like a half hour. And we just he just knows how to talk to people. And it really doesn't feel, I mean, this doesn't say whether he's going to be good at the job or not, but we want that authenticity. He feels really genuine, and that's how his interactions always are in the parks and the cruises. When he meets people, he just feels real. Like that's what I thought. He felt really real, not a phony, actually wanted to talk and hear feedback. And I think that's what we want in a leader of a company that's about, nostalgia and heartwarming things.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, when a lot of changes were being made in the parks that folks were not fans of, and a lot of the blame was pointed at Bob Chapek, who was CEO and then was not CEO again. Josh was the one in charge of the parks when a lot of those changes were happening. And very talented at not getting the blame for those things, even though they were happening on his watch as well. So I'm really interested to seeing, which Josh we get as CEO, whether it is the one who oversaw things like Lightning Lane and park reservations and stuff like that, and price hikes, or the one who gets out there and shakes hands with cast members and seems really genuine. So. I think to rise to that point in any corporation, there has to be two of you. You have,
Right.
have to be the charismatic one and the behind closed doors one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, on the other hand, we have Dana, and she does not come from parks at all. She's from movie studios. So it's like two totally different backgrounds.
Yeah, she's currently the co-chairman of Disney Entertainment. And what's really interesting is that she was co-equal with Alan Bergman. What happens to Alan? Does he just take over all of Disney Entertainment? It does kind of show, though, that this is the first time I think that someone who is really coming up through the park side has been on the top of the pyramid above the studios, which is kind of an inversion of the history of Disney company. The theme parks started as an outgrowth of the studios and a place to support the products that were being created by the studios. And now we see it's almost reversed in that, just in terms of earnings. It's ESPN isn't the one making money like it was during the 80s and the 90s. It's the parks are the ones that are driving the profits for Disney now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really fascinating. And this is all happening really soon because I believe she's also starting at the same time, which is in March.
Yeah. The switchover is effective March 18th. I'm wondering what Bob Iger's next act is going to be, because he kind of got out and then he got pulled back in.
Maybe he's just going to go, to the Caribbean and just relax,
He is supposed to stick around. He was supposed to be CEO all the way to the end of this year, but he's stepping down early. They haven't said whether he's giving back his salary early, but I'm sure he'll have a nice retirement fund. And he will be around as a senior advisor through the end of the year, and a member of the Disney board. So I don't think we've heard the last of Bob.
No. Or he's also young, so I'm sure he has more to give.
Yeah. He might want to go back into weather casting. Like I'm sure with climate change being, being on the weather on the news will be really interesting. He could go back to his roots. Okay.
Yes, no, I love that idea.
All right. Well, we will keep you updated on how this transition goes and what kind of effects we see in the theme parks over the next months and years, I'm sure. It's not a story that is going away anytime soon. All right. No. Well, that is going to just about bring us to the end of this week's main story. Before we wrap it up, we want to look back at some of the comments. And John Self, who joined us at Universal for opening night of Mardi Gras, the brave man who tasted one of everything at every food booth.
Right. And John, it was my first time meeting him. I'm so happy he came up and said,
I'm glad
hi.
you guys
we're ships passing in the night, a lot of
I'm
us.
so glad you finally got to meet.
Yes,
he is right. He is writing from his ivory tower. Thank you, John, for listening. Thank you, Adam, for commenting. I did trim after coming home from Mardi Gras. I needed the facial protection because it was a little chilly.
It was very chilly.
But it's warm today, so I figured it was time to finally trim
I
back
like
the beard.
it.
Thank you for noticing. I really appreciate it. Carly still looks better than I do, though. All right. Well, thanks to all of you. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel again. And please be sure to purchase your copy of our Epic magazine in print or in digital copy on our website. Also, please, everyone, give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to us, and a like and subscribe on YouTube. And please be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at Eskabursky and at the Unofficial Guides. And you can pick up copies of my unofficial guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. We will see you again next time.
Thank you.